exciting matchup for you in the light heavyweight division between Jim Stevens and Ted Pryor. The tale of the tape, Frank Babcock. Even though Stevens is rather new to the sport, their ages are almost the same. The weight's the same, the height's practically the same, but the experience, the contact with the body, Pryor's had a lot more body damage.
We have to give the advantage to Ted Pryor because of experience, but Stevens is here to fight.
Now let's meet the fighters from ring announcer Alan Poole.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we present for your pleasure 7 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing in the blue corner, at 28 years of age, standing 6 foot tall, weighing 169 pounds, this young man has a record of 12 wins, 2 losses, with 6 knockouts. Ranked number 10, from Tacoma, Washington, let's welcome Jim Stevens. And his opponent. At 30 years of age, stands 5'11". He weighed in at 169 pounds. With a professional record, 48 wins, just 5 defeats, with 20 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, from Davie, Florida, the former world champion, Teddy Pryor. 7 rounds, light heavyweights.
Ted Pryor certainly has his cheering section, and deservedly so, with 48 victories. Our referee tonight, Tom Schlesinger, he's in the middle. And our judges are Tony Graziano, Bob Ostovich, and Bill Trojanowski.
Again, a reminder, there are no leg kicks in this fight. No leg kicks. Is that understood? Any questions? Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
All kicks will be upstairs.
All kicks will be above the waist. There will be no leg kicks in this particular fight. Ted Pryor was injured in a leg kick event overseas some time ago, and because of medical reasons, it will not be allowed.
We are ready for the first round of the scheduled 7-rounder in the light heavyweight division. Ted Pryor in the long gi pants. Jim Stevens from the Pacific Northwest, a longshoreman and Puget Sound.
Ted Pryor is going to pace himself really well. He's in top shape. I've seen him before, and he's ready to go. He's got a great upstairs, downstairs with his punching capabilities, but he has some devastating kicks, too. He favors his right leg with his kicks. We'll be seeing those before too long.
He's been in karate since he was 14, kickboxing since he's 17, black belt in Japanese Goju boxing. He's matured as a kicker, he says, and used to be more noted for his punches.
He's fought the best of them all over the world. Ted has quite a reputation in years in the past. And we'll see how well he does on his comeback using a hook heel kick there, which is very unusual for Ted.
Ted Pryor, if he decides not to continue the comeback, is well suited in the business world, owning 12 car washes, karate schools, and he's an actor. He was in Police Academy 5.
He's made quite a few appearances in various different movies.
There's the brace on the right knee of Stevens. He did not have that yesterday when he was working out. Little knee support. Stevens has several scars on his face, but they're not from kickboxing. He says those are from plain old-fashioned street fights.
Right roundhouse in the lower ribs hurt Stevens on that move. Ted placed it in perfectly, opening the gap with his hands, and then followed up with the kick.
That dropped Stevens' hands and allowed the opening in this first round.
You could see it in his face. He winced when he got hit with that one.
Good combinations by Pryor, the crafty veteran. Nice jab lead, and the end of round 1. The experience really shows, and Jim Stevens in his corner knows it could be a long 7 rounds.
Give me the
I think it could be a very long 7 rounds for Mr. Stevens.
Round 2 of a scheduled 7-rounder for the light heavyweight division. Jim Stevens in the shorts against veteran Ted Pryor. Stevens has been used to leg kicking, but because this fight will not have leg kicking, it forces him to go upstairs much more. Pryor suffering from blood clots in his legs in the past, varicose veins. Pryor, the local favorite, 30 years old. Good shot from up above. Almost a textbook type shot. You can see how they stalk each other. Look at all those lefts. Now that's not a strong right. His straight right is not strong, but his third left always is, and it surprises so many people.
That's right. It's techniques that Ted has used and developed over many, many years. It sets him up. It's kind of like a tip tap, and then he hits you with a hammer.
Well, they expect that big right. It doesn't come. They relax. And
they relax. That's right.
Second round action. Jim Stevens from Tacoma, Washington. Missing with a shot and really not hurting Pryor with those kicks. Pryor, a veteran, backing away.
Every few exchanges, Ted calms down a little bit more. He's feeling very relaxed. He's in control. He knows it. He's got confidence. Making his tags, backing away, saving his energy.
Don't wait for him, Jimmy. Don't wait for him.
Stevens has been a kickboxer since he was 18. He's 28 now. But he has 39 fewer professional fights than Pryor. Good example of experience. He wants to work the body of Pryor with kicks till his hands come down, but he really hasn't had an opportunity. At times it looks as though Pryor is almost sparring with him as round two comes to a close. We'll return to the Knight Center in Miami for more of the 7-round light heavyweight bout between Pryor and Stevens after this. We are now ready for round 3 of this light heavyweight fight. Ted Pryor in the long gi pants. Jim Stevens in the shorts. Stevens says to counter the experience, he'll either take it to him or stay back. Taking it to him has not worked so far, Frank.
No, it hasn't. And, the combination of kicks, which we just saw, for example, they're wasted kicks. They're not hitting the target. Even if they hit, they wouldn't do any damage. There's no power behind the technique. Leaving himself open when he turns around. Ted is relaxing and moving in and stinging.
Keep on going. He's going back. You can't have your punches. Keep the jab.
He has KO'd 10 of his opponents with a roundhouse or a front kick.
Hasn't been too much kicking going on in the round. We've got mostly boxing. And Ted's superior techniques are good for him, but the experience is what we're really looking at. It's Ted Pryor's experience is winning out over Jim Stevens.
Pryor entering about 48-5 with 20 knockouts. Frankly, Pryor pretty much has his own way. He's not pummeling his man, but he's doing a nice technique job on it.
Yes, he is. With the power that he's hitting with those hand techniques, he's going to wear his man down. Each and every one of those solid punches are doing a lot of damage.
Half of Stevens' dozen wins are by knockout, all with the fist. He's the 10th ranked light heavyweight.
Kickboxing. Come on, Jim. Throw some kicks. Kickboxing.
A kick off the rope by Pryor.
You can hear the fans calling for it, and that's what they want to see. They want to see some kicking. It is kickboxing, and Ted's been around for a long time. He has some very deceptive kicks, and either he's holding them back, or he knows that he can get the job done very quickly with the hands in the next couple of rounds.
Left hook caught Stevens. Stevens gets a warning. After a break, I didn't catch it. They were
a little exchange with the referee there for a second.
That ends round 3. Here's an example.
Well, it's an interesting thing. Jim Stevens' ring corner is telling him, force it, force it. You got to hit him with the right hand. Well, so far, Jim Stevens is being hit with everything. Jim Stevens isn't hitting anything.
They are having trouble figuring out Pryor with great experience. That was blocked very nicely by Pryor. You can't block him with your arms so high, you'll get tired. But either Stevens has missed or it's been blocked.
It's interesting that Ted will step up with his right leg, and he'll stand there and counter, keep his man at a disadvantage, and then he'll move to his left and keep changing sides. He'll continuously do that throughout the round, and obviously as to his advantage, it's confounding Jim Stevens. He doesn't know which direction to go, nor how to get in.
And he has not gotten in. That's the closest he's gotten all night. 4th round action, scheduled 7-rounder from Miami. Remember, it's a devastating left that can do the damage by Pryor. Grabs his way in, taps him with a right, and blasts him with a left.
Good jab, left uppercut.
Stevens not cut, but he's just not connecting, and he's frustrated.
Well, Ted's got the combinations, but more importantly, he's got the balance. He's stepping in with his combinations. He's moving into his opponent. His opponent is constantly off balance. Every time he gets hit, falls backwards. You'll see his legs cross.
Crowd definitely for Ted Pryor, the favorite, as they waltz around the ring.
Come on, Jimmy, come on, pressure. Daddy, do the kicks. Look good, buddy. Look at the TV. Good for TV.
Every time he tries that right to land a power punch, Pryor's not there. Stevens gets more tight.
I think it's a good fight for Ted Pryor to come back and regain his confidence and take an attempt at the title, but there's a gigantic difference between what we're seeing here and the world title holders.
Round 4 comes to a conclusion.
Cut him one of the slack at a time. Got doubles.
Round 5 begins. Jim Stevens in the short pack. Ted Pryor, the veteran, trying for victory number 49 in his long and industrious career. He's 30 years old. He wants to show his students at one of his many karate schools that he still has it.
Well, he has the talent to teach. What you teach in martial arts is totally different than what goes on in the ring. The ring sport is for amateurs, for the professionals, for those trying to develop their talents, to understand the importance of hitting with full contact. Very few continue on to a professional career.
Good example of how Pryor fades to the right and avoids those rights by Stevens. Stevens' corner wants more uppercuts and hooks. Nothing's working. Well, the experience difference is really showing. Stevens with 14 professional fights, 12-2 record. Pryor 53, 20 knockouts. 10 each by the glove and by the leg.
Again, you can see what I'm talking about. When it comes in, he jabs, he comes overhand, he's leading in, he's got his power moving forward. Fighting off the ring. Referee's broken up pretty quick.
Don't forget, Stevens can take a punch. He's a rugged, tough individual.
He can take a punch, but he's not delivering the power nor the technique. He's constantly kicking to the backside of Ted Pryor. You can't knock a man out kicking him in the back. You can't knock him out kicking him in the shoulder. You have to hit the point. It has to be the leg to close the gap. When it's a leg kick event, and in this particular instance, he cannot use the leg, so he's got to kick to the front side and kick to the midsection to close the gap, and then hit with his hands.
6th round of a scheduled 7-rounder. Stevens doesn't even really look winded, but he looks frustrated because he is very seldom landed. And there's a leg kick and 1 point deducted. No leg kicks today. I'm trying to see if Pryor has been favoring either one of his legs. They are really banged up.
He's been doing a lot of road work, a lot of training on his legs.
Let's see if we can catch a limp or detect something in it from this overhead shot. That kick shows that he's pretty spry with the right leg. Good back kick. Stevens really not landing with any power or thrust behind his kick. Pryor, the cat and mouse game with him. Left, right, left. By Pryor. Stevens tries to back him away with a right. What would you tell if you were in the ring corner of Stevens? What would you tell a guy who's so out-experienced and frankly outclassed to do at this point?
Well, his corner has already seen where the opening is and what can be done. You know, when they go in and they go in tight, Ted Pryor leans over. And you're susceptible to 2 things. You're susceptible to a front kick when your face goes down. The front kick can come up and knock you out. He doesn't have the experience to know what's happening. He doesn't get close enough. The ring corner's told him several times. He's not following through.
How long does it generally take a professional? Good back fist that time by Stevens. Yeah. One of the few times he's really landed on Pryor. How long does it take a pro to get the savvy to know it's second nature? They go into the ropes. Good counter.
That was right. One of the best shots that Jim Stevens has had throughout the entire match.
Seventh and final round. This light heavyweight battle. An overhand right by Stevens. What did it make Pryor think going into this final round, Frank?
I think that Ted, the first thing he thought was he's throwing off because of the fact that he's been keeping his hands down. Now he's noticed that he gave him an option. He could hit him overhand right. So Ted's got to go in. He's got to jab more. He's got to hit a little harder. He's going to have to close with that right hand uppercut, which is what he just tried to do. They're going to have to mix it up, and Ted's got to take it for the last round.
Stevens laughed at him, dared him to come in.
Stevens showing him that the intimidation isn't working.
Turn and kick, buddy. Turn and kick. Keep a jab and turn. Come on. That's to keep him busy.
At times, though, Stevens gets a little careless, and Pryor has chosen to score some points.
For Ted to move up into the division, he's going to have to knock him out. A win is good. It will go down as a win in his record. But he's either got to finish strong and stronger than anybody in the martial arts would have anticipated.
Stevens was stunned on that, but on the break, throws him up with that. Legs look okay on both of them, as you can see from up top. Not a lot of snap in the kicks, but there hasn't really been much snap from the beginning of the fight.
No, there hasn't. Very few of the kicks have penetrated with power. And again, you have a different style of kicking between the two fighters.
Come on, let's go. Give it all you got. This is it, man. Come on, shot.
Pryor setting up his combinations while finishing with a kick. The uppercut misses by Stevens. Round is finishing up, and this is the seventh and final round. And that's it. We'll be back for the official announcement on the winner of this fight between Pryor and Stevens right after this.
In the red corner from Davie, Florida, Ted Pryor. Pryor.
Well, let's do very quickly, Frank Babcock, for his comeback attempt.
Well, I think Ted did what he needed to do. He came out, he won the points, gave himself some confidence to move up in the ranks and in the standings. Great talent, good boy, but he's going to have to come on a lot stronger to challenge the number one.
Well, as far as technique throughout most of the fight, he gave Jim Stevens a lot of lessons. For Frank Babcock, I'm Steve Graden. Thanks for being with us. Join us again next week for more Championship Kickboxing.